It's your boys, the I want to come out here and say, being a part of WWE and being successful in WWE for 10 years, getting to this point is so much more than we could have ever dreamed when we started this. So I wanted to come out here and say thank you to each and every one of you here.
Hey, it's been one hell of a ride, ain't it? Never in my wildest dreams would I have imagined that we would have achieved so many accomplishments and accolades and have so much fun while doing it. And we couldn't have done it all without each other. But you also know who else we couldn't have done it all with? That's right. We couldn't have done it without each and every one of you, so thank you.
We miss him too. We miss him too. But with all that said, we wanted to come out here face to face with all of you and let you know that what we're about to tell you is not your fault.
WrestleMania 42 just wrapped up, and I think we're all coming to this realization that the WWE is dead. Okay, there's no longer a WWE, guys. This is TKO pulling strings, selling airtime, ad after ad after ad after ad after Netflix Hulk Hogan documentary after ad, motherfucker.
I'm smart, you're dumb. I'm big, you're little. I'm right, you're wrong. And there's nothing you can do about it.
It doesn't matter what you think.
Shit.
You didn't say that. Tell me you did not just say that.
There's nothing anyone can do, there's nothing anyone can say. There's little can be done right now to make this go away. Cliched simple platitudes do not to quell the dread, and the breadth and gravity just send me crawling back to bed. It's useless in this moment to say we'll get through this somehow. There's time enough for action, but that time isn't now. Soon we can start planning for what may come to be. But what I could really use right now is a bacon roll and a cup of tea. I don't need positive affirmations, I need to scream and bawl. The unrealistic expectations won't help with this at all. This is shit. Well, this is shit. I'm not expecting answers because they're out of your remit. I'm not looking for solutions, just for someone to admit that this is shit, this is shit, this is shit.
And Backbone Wrestling Network, welcome to a brand new episode of The Shit Take. If I'm right, I think this would be episode 46, maybe. I've kind of lost count. Maybe 46. Not 100% sure. But if I miscounted, forgive me, I'm an old man. So this is Shawn, joined as always by Keith. Keith, how are you today?
I can't believe we're at this many now. I mean, good Lord. But yeah, I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm good. By the way, we celebrated I didn't mention it on our last episode. We just celebrated 2 years of the Backbone.
2 years.
So we started this one a few weeks after the launch. So 46, and plus we missed a few episodes here and there when I went on my hiatus thing too. So we're in a good spot. So we're in the mid 40s, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
We're going to have to pick a big one for number 50. The big 50, we're going to have to come up with something good.
You know, I have that one in the chamber that I just cannot do because it'll be the last shit take I ever give. But
so you're saying number 50 is going to be the end? Is that
it might be. It might be. It might. Although, actually, I don't even know how controversial it is now because I've heard so many people say it. I don't even think it's controversial anymore.
I doubt it's as controversial as my Macho Man takes. I'll just leave it at that.
That is true. I mean, you know, only because every single person puts him on the Mount Rushmore except for you. So, you know, whatever.
Did you
But
see? I don't know if you saw this. About a week ago, I posted a thing from Facebook about a guy going on a rant about
Yes, you did.
Savage.
And
You didn't say a word about it. How do you not say anything?
Well, because you actually answered, you responded correctly on that, where you said, even I'm not this bad.
No, that was pretty bad. That was
It was egregious. The guy was like, all right. The guy basically said, without paraphrasing, he was like, Randy Savage sucks, and everybody that likes him sucks. And it was like, he was just like, there's basically, he basically equated Randy Savage to how everybody equates Triple H, that he was never the guy, but he was the guy that worked with the guy. And that like, if it was,
by the way, Randy Savage, I like more than Triple H. And I don't hate Triple H. That's the thing. I don't hate either one of them, to be honest. But
the fact is, he's like, his title runs were terrible and blah blah blah. Here's my one criticism. Okay, I'll say this of that is, okay, you had the era of Hogan, and one of the biggest reasons that they say Warriors title run failed is because Hogan was still around. I think you and I even talked about this on a shit take, is that if Hogan had actually properly left, because as you know, on GFA Live, we've been going through and we've been doing 1990, and seriously, they literally did not even give a week's break after Mania 6. They started the following Saturday talking about Hogan and Earthquake, and how Earthquake basically...
Oh, wasn't that pre-recorded, the WrestleMania? I'm trying to remember your GFA timeline. Like, that was SummerSlam, where they had already pre-recorded the next episode. Like, when you were talking, I was trying to get my timeline right.
But the thing is, they recorded the Earthquake match. They recorded Earthquake interfering. He doesn't do the thing to put Hogan out on Brother Love before WrestleMania, but he interferes in something before WrestleMania, because I think like Dino Bravo. I think it's one of the things where like Dino Bravo has a match with Warrior, and then Earthquake comes in, and then Hogan comes in to save Warrior, and then I think Earthquake beats up Warrior. So there's this whole thing around how Hogan's not 100% at WrestleMania 6 because the Earthquake beat him up and like hurt him or took him out or whatever. So they already were prepping that as Mania 6 is happening. And then as soon as that's over, the Hogan thing happens with Earthquake, and they talk about Hogan when he's not even there more than they talk about fucking Warrior winning the title. And so the thing that killed Warrior's title run was the fact that Hogan never left.
But we had that on a shit take. I told you the problem is they didn't have anybody for him to face.
So hold on. Let's rewind the tape to 1988. Savage wins the world title. Hogan does leave to go properly film No Holds Barred, and he's gone from like March to SummerSlam.
Right.
So Savage carries the company from March to SummerSlam on his shoulders as the champion, and it's very successful. So,
but
that guy sucks.
No, I'm not gonna say he sucks. I'm not gonna say he's. Oh, the guy who wrote it sucks. Savage doesn't suck here, but here's the problem. Even in a Hogan transition on Savage, all he did was feud with the same guy. He feud Magnum Okerlund or whoever that was.
Well, all right. So I just showed you a picture. So I have like 3/4 of the Bob Backlund Build-A-Figure, but
that's 94 Backlund.
Yeah.
With the U.S. title.
Well, because what I did is I said, you know what? I put like the Rick Rude head on him, and he looks just like Magnum TA. So I said, this is Magnum post accident.
Oh,
when he becomes an announcer, but I put the U.S. title on him.
That's a great U.S. title replica. Where the fuck did you get that?
It was on eBay. It's like a little, it's foam.
That's great.
Yeah, but I got all the NWA ones because they don't.
I got all the real NWA belts downstairs.
You got all the real belts, but these are like, but
so my brother was here, and this is the first time. So normally I had my belts behind me.
Yeah.
On these, but now I put all the comic statues in, so I've moved all the belts downstairs onto their own shelf. He came downstairs this week when he was with me, Chris, who you've met.
Yeah.
And he saw the Western States title, and he goes, "Where the fuck did you get that?"
Nice. So he definitely. So it endeared me to him even more because you told him I got it for you.
Well, he was a big NWA fan with me. Like we watched that at the same time, like that whole era. So for him, that belt was awesome too. So
I should take one of Steve Austin's knee braces and put it on this Magnum TA guy, and then get Fuji's cane and have him walk around with Fuji's cane. But this is remember when Magnum came back.
Or you really want to go to hell? Get him a wheelchair. Anyway. All right. No, what I was going to say about Savage and Hogan was, and then we'll go to our shit take was, all he did was he won the belt, but then all he did was feud with the same person.
Yeah, but
he
wrestles Andre though, which is kind of good.
Well, Hogan wrestled Andre. Hogan wrestled DiBiase. Hogan wrestled Bad News Brown. So all he did was transition over to the same people.
Whatever. Anyway, that's all they had. Who else were they going to put?
I don't know. I think there could have been more meat on the bone with the Bad News Brown feud. They've had some good matches, him and Savage did.
I think Bad News Brown should have main evented WrestleMania 5 with Savage.
That would not have been a bad deal. That would have been
in like an Atlantic City street fight. That would have been awesome.
Different times. I bet that would happen today. Back then, no. But yeah. Anyway, so let's jump into this. So shit takes. So you have one that's truly probably not a shit take. It's probably more of an airing of
grievances.
Yeah.
So maybe we should call this episode the Festivus episode.
Well, this one is going to really, I don't know how this one will take it because I've shit on these guys before. So listen, after WrestleMania, we come out of WrestleMania, we're all feeling good. And then you always know after WrestleMania, within the first 2 weeks, releases are going to happen. They're going to cut the roster. They're going to reboot. They're going to reset, right?
Yeah.
So one of the ones that surprised people this year was the New Day. So were you surprised by the New Day?
I was.
I was not. And here's why. The New Day has not been relevant in a long, long time. And you know what's funny is when they did that heel turn, whichever, I think it was over a year ago, whatever, then they did that big rant on Big E about, hey, go away. They missed a huge opportunity in that heel turn to do something with them. Like, I was all on board with them for that run. And they fucked it up. They booked it like shit. So by the time the New Day came around, like they weren't irrelevant anymore. Like they were losing matches. Half the time, one of them was injured. You know, you already know how I felt about Kofi to begin with as a singles person because his run at WrestleMania was bullshit, beating Brandon Dine. I can't even say his name. He makes me so mad when I think about that match. But as a team, they were good. And they haven't been relevant in years. And sometimes when you have something like that where somebody's been around so long, and yes, they might be loyal, whatever, it's kind of a necessary evil. Like for me, them being released is no surprise because at some point you have to stop treating everybody as a legend and you have to make room for more, especially when the legend's not doing anything. They had a great run. They're a great faction. And I think they're at the point where they have to be squeezed out and there was nothing left to do with them. There was just nothing to do. Like how many breakup teases can you do? How many comedy skits can you do? How many mid-card tags? How many resets? You just can't keep doing it. And they've been around for 12 years, I think?
Yeah.
What I also love about it is the roster's overloaded, and you just saw they had a whole bunch of NXT call-ups. Now their tag team division's kind of shitty right now, and I was reading something the other day about they were going to reboot the tag team division, like the whole vision as tag team champions. I was happy when they brought back the Street Profits, but the Street Profits just lost on Saturday night's main events, like they always do. I hope they pivot on a Montez single run because they got to break those guys up too. They've been around too long too. Anyway. It almost feels like a mercy killing because here's why. The New Day can start over again. And I'll be honest with you, the thought of them going to AEW that can refresh, reset, and like create a whole new chapter for them, I think a lot of people should be excited about it. And you know damn well Tony Khan's going to sign them. The minute that 90 days up, the New Day is going to be there facing the Bucks. They're going to be facing FTR. One thing I read online today is that the dream match would be to get them against Edge and Christian, which, by the way, they had a really good match with FTR last night, too, on the AEW pay-per-view. So I know people are upset that the New Day got cut, but I think it's a necessary evil, not just for the WWE, but I think it's a necessary evil for them. So I'll stop there. So what are your thoughts?
I don't think it's a shit take at all. I think that, the thing that killed them, I swear the thing that killed them was that Big E wasn't going to be able to come back because I think they were like,
you could have at least managed them, you know?
Well, no, because the heel turn was specifically designed, I think, because one of the cool things they did with that heel turn is that they basically turned them splitting up, and then it was going to be Xavier was going to turn heel, Kofi was going to stay face, and they were going to fight each other, and then they turned the tides and they had Kofi turn heel, and they stayed united as a tag team. And I think what was going to happen eventually was you were going to have Big E come back, and who was the guy? Was it? I forget who it was that they were looking at. They were going to pair him with.
Oh, he got fired. You're talking about Big E, or are you talking about the New Day when they added the third guy? I'm sorry.
Yeah, the New Day with the third. Yeah,
he got fired for an allegation that ended up being false. I can't remember what his name was.
And I think they were gonna, and I feel like they would have paired him with Big E,
probably eventually,
and that would have been. But I think what happened was they jumped the gun and didn't get the final clearance for Big E, which came back that he was just never going to be able to wrestle again.
Right.
So, and that kind of killed that. That killed that. And then they had then they had that little run for the death of the tag title division, which was kind of funny, with like Xavier and Kofi dressing in black all the time. I thought that was kind of funny. Their new music came out, which was kind of cool. Their new theme was kind of cool.
The Hill run could have been great. They just booked it like shit.
Well, because the tag team division's booked like shit. Yeah. I mean, it is. I mean, when you have to bring back the fucking Usos when no one was looking for an Usos reunion. In fact, everybody was saying that Jey Uso needed to go away for a while.
I kind of think he still does, to be honest with you.
No, he does. But that's what I'm saying. Like, he needs to go away. It's really sad that after all this time, you really do find out that Jimmy's the one with the talent of the two. I mean, it's kind of like he's better on the mic. He has more flashes of brilliance in his in-ring. He's smoother in ring. I feel like it's just Jey needs to go away. I think Jey needs to go and dry out, so to speak, is back on, as you would say back in the day. But that it shocked me because I was just like, of all the people to cut, I didn't think that they would cut Kofi and Xavier Woods.
There's nothing to do with them. There's nothing left.
Well, but still, I put them in the category as a Hacksaw Jim Duggan and a Coco Beware at this point, where it's like, you're going to bring them out at the beginning of the show, although they don't do house shows really anymore.
But those two eventually got cut too. So
yeah,
it's
I was going to say, like, they don't do house shows really anymore, but they would be the two guys, like the Bushwhackers. Like, you'd have them be in the opening match of the house show to get the crowd going crazy. Like, you could have them on main event. You could have them on, the dark match to get the people when they're sitting into their seats to get excited, because they are an entertaining.
And by the way, they weren't released. They just chose not to re-sign. Let me rephrase that.
And that's the kicker, is when you found out that it was more or less because they wanted to restructure their contracts and they didn't want to, because they had just signed an extension. So it's like,
so they weren't technically released. So
it ends up being like the Bret Hart deal in '97, where
it's like 50% cut.
Yeah. And Bret Hart was like, I don't want to take that cut. And Vince is like, well, then just go to WCW. It was the same exact thing. It was like, they wanted to restructure their deal. The New Day was like, no, we're good. We'll just leave, because you're right. They know they already have their they already have their Tony Khan contract sitting on their tables. Tony Khan sent them the contract the day after they got cut.
Day 91.
Yep.
It'll be a go.
And it's dated on there. Sign this on this day. There's a big sticker next to it, and they're going to sign. And you're right. They're going to have matches against FTR. They'll have matches against Edge and Christian. They'll have matches
against
the Young Bucks. They'll have, and that'll be great. And everybody will be excited, and it'll be awesome. And I
bet those matches fuck.
And I'm very happy for them. It's great. I hope Kofi and Xavier are ready to have 45-minute fucking matches with 74 false finishes, and they're going to be like, fuck, this is not... They're going to be in AEW for maybe a year, and then they're going to be calling Triple H being like, can we come back? We want the regular fucking schedule. We can't deal with this bullshit. But it'll be fun. The cuts are a necessary evil. I think that it's funny when they release people and then you look and see who they don't release, and you're like, why is this guy still fucking around? It is kind of funny, but I'm trying to.
Well, that is true. Like, I was thinking through this, and again, New Day for me was a big one, just because I think it made sense based on everything around them right now.
Yeah.
But I was trying to think, like, who's left? Like Matt Cardona. Like, how do you fire? Listen, I know people love Matt Cardona, but Matt Cardona is not somebody I would have hired and then offset, to be honest with you, the New Day. You know what I mean? No. That's probably a Cody Rhodes move. So
yeah, Matt Cardona is definitely like he's there because his fucking wife is like a big draw. That's more of a Chelsea Green thing, I think, than a Cody thing.
Yeah, you're probably right. You're right.
Chelsea's a big deal. There's it is sad because, like, when some of the women that get released, I think of, wow, they could have done so much more with the women. Like, you could have definitely, just for example,
Kairi Sane.
Yeah, you could have saved Kairi Sane and got rid of Matt Cardona, and that would have probably equaled out in the wash, money wise. And So yeah, I look at, but then there's a lot of the other women that get cut, like a lot of the SmackDown women that got cut. It's like, why? Because your division sucks and you guys don't know how to book it. Like, yeah, part of me feels like they should do a separate show. If they do a separate show for like the women only, I bet you it would be popular, and I bet you that would eliminate a lot of friggin'. Because part of the reason why they do cuts every year is because they cut the people that they're not doing anything with. Creative's got nothing for you. And if you spend more time on a separate show, you can have more people. But I don't know if they would have done anything with the New Day, anything more than that. I don't know if they were going to do anything else with Kairi Sane after the eventual match.
Look at that. They brought like Jordan Grace up to the roster. She hasn't been seen in forever. It's like,
I know.
It's like, what did they do? Like, I can't figure out their booking to save my life sometimes.
They put fucking B-Fab and Mitchin on Saturday Night's Main Event, who haven't been relevant in forever. So
it's crazy what they do with the booking. But yeah, so all said for me, cuts are necessary. I'm with you. It's like, okay, well, who they cut sometimes is baffling. For me, the New Day just made sense for so many different reasons. So that might be my shit take, but I don't think it necessarily is. I think it opens up a new door for them.
It's not a shit take in the sense that it's not a shit take in the traditional.
And they weren't released. They left on their own. So
but I'm looking at yours saying that, because you said originally to me, you said some releases are a necessary evil.
Yes, this is one.
And I think if you expand upon, yes, there are a lot of releases that need to happen but it also frees up those people to go out and, dare we say, the Drew McIntyres and the Cody Rhodes, scenario where it's like they get cut and they go and make themselves even bigger and better on the independent scene.
I could see Drew getting cut eventually, because all he does, Drew, that would want to be a one I hate, but I could totally see it because it's like, what more do you do with this guy? That's what I worry about.
The only thing that I would say is that what they could do is not cut everybody, but send a lot of people over to like TNA, because they have a working relationship with TNA. And I feel like instead of cutting people flat out, you could send somebody over to TNA.
They've really scaled back on that, though. Like, really scaled back.
They have, but then you have a guy that you can go over there and like rebuild on TNA,
I agree, because they put Trick Williams over there as their champion for a while. So I think
not that he was losing steam in NXT, but I feel like he kind of was a little bit.
Yeah, because he'd been in NXT too long.
Then they put him in TNA and he rebuilt himself, and then he came back, went to NXT again, and then he went up to the main roster.
And now he's a big freaking deal,
Yeah, he's huge.
Yeah, he's a huge deal. One of my favorites. So, all right, so that's mine. So, Keith, we'll transition over to yours coming out of WrestleMania. So,
well,
I think this is very loud and clear for many people. This
is by far and away. This is definitely not a shit take.
This is an airing of grievances.
This is an airing of grievances, and I think every single person out there can agree. So, as everybody knows, we were at WrestleMania. We were also at SummerSlam. We were at WrestleMania last year, and one of the things that we don't notice. I don't know if I noticed it last year as much or even at SummerSlam this much, but I noticed it a lot this year.
Not nearly as much as this year. No.
This year was silly, and apparently it was even more silly when you were watching it on television. And that is, after watching the most premium live events, live and on television, the amount of commercials and commercial advertisement is absolutely fucking ridiculous. Like, I know there's always been commercials in wrestling. I know there's always been promotional consideration paid for by the following. And there's also been commercialized involvement with the Slim Jims and things. It is obnoxious now how much. And there's two big things with this. Number one, or three things, I should say. Number one, the commercialized, stylized matches, such as the Cinnamon Toast Crunch match of the night, or the Slim Jim match of the night, or the best was it WrestleMania?
Was there really a Cinnamon Toast Crunch one?
What, dude?
Or did you just make that up, or did that really happen?
When Rey Mysterio fought Dominic Mysterio at WrestleMania a couple of years ago, it was like the Cinnamon Toast Crunch match.
Nothing says Cinnamon Toast Crunch like the Mysterios facing each other.
The fucking match was a blood feud between father and son, and they had the fucking Cinnamon Toast mascot walking around ringside during the match. I swear to God, go back and look at the tape. It was fucking ridiculous. Now, they had the Slim Jim Battle Royal that LA Knight won that year. I think it was in Philly. That was okay. I understand that, but you have the
How about the Amazon Bidet Battle Royal?
Yeah, they have the commercialized matches are fucking ridiculous. Then you have the mat and the ring posts and the ring pad and the corner turnbuckle pads are just sprayed with you can't even, dude. The best was there was matches where like botches were happening because the wrestlers are slipping on the fucking silk screening on the fucking advertisements on the mat.
That is correct.
It's like, I think Penta at one point fucking slipped and almost broke his leg because he slipped on the fucking Dude Wipes advertisement that's on the
Dude Wipes really did happen. That's even better. Hey, let's advertise something for men's butts that they wipe themselves.
Seriously, men's assholes. Let's put that on here. I mean, it's oh god. Imagine if like when Giant Gonzalez put the chloroform rag over the Undertaker, they were like, he's got the Dude Wipes on his face. Like, it's ridiculous. And then you have the trifecta of them all is in between every single match. It's like a fucking football. I know you don't watch football. If you watched football on television, you would see how they snap the ball, they kick the ball, it goes to a commercial.
No, I watch it during the playoffs, so I do watch it. So I know what you're saying. Yeah.
They do the first 3 plays, it goes to commercial. There's so many commercials in football, it's almost impossible to watch football and enjoy it now. Wrestling is like that. While it's not a premium live event, I watch Raw on Netflix. Dude, they're still sticking with like the first 10 to 15, 20 minutes is no commercials. Then there's like 7 commercials within the remaining 40 minutes of the hour. And it's like the next hour, there's 7 or 8 commercials. And then the third hour, there's 7 or 8 commercials. They put so many fucking commercials in now, it's not even obtainable to watch a show anymore. And it's getting that way that was the one thing back in the day. You watched commercials on Raw and SmackDown and Saturday Morning Superstars and stuff because you knew you weren't going to get them during the fucking pay-per-view. Now you're paying to watch this fucking show, and they put so many fucking commercials in that it's fucking obnoxious.
It's part of the TKO thing, man. It's a business.
And I even said, it wouldn't be that bad if they started to do commercials that were more geared, like they had wrestlers. Like I know they did like the TurboTax one or where they had like all the wrestlers doing.
Oh yeah.
But that was at least funny. Like you saw Braun Breaker like beating up his fucking accountant because he was pissed off at how much he had to pay in his taxes. At least it was like somewhat funny. Or if they want to do the Slim Jim commercial that like LA Knight and Jey Uso are in, where they're at the Macho Man crematorium or whatever, and they're doing like meditations. Like I get it, you can do those, but then they cut to like a dick pill commercial, a Dude Wipes commercial, a fucking truck commercial. It's like, come on, guys, what are we doing here? How many fucking Snickers commercials can you put into this fucking show?
You missed one critical one. This is what cracks me up. So here's the thing with like WrestleMania, right? Like, yes, you could tell the commercials at home were long because our matches were short. That's what we said. The matches seemed short night one.
Yeah.
And it was mainly all commercials. And you had everybody in our group chat telling us why we're at the stadium. Oh my God, the commercials.
Yeah.
The one at the stadium that was most egregious for me is how many fucking times were you going to pimp that Hulk Hogan fucking documentary?
Oh my God. They played that Hulk
It was
Hogan.
every break, every time.
We basically saw the fucking documentary in commercial form.
We did.
Like, talk about a fucking sizzle reel. I know people that don't watch movie trailers because.
And then it would come up, people would boo. I felt bad.
I know, it was great. We're booing a dead legend because everyone was so sick
of Hogan's last interview. Boo.
It was just like, dude, they booed him the last time he came out. Nobody wants to see this. It was egregious. It was ridiculous.
It was.
So yes, too many commercials. Can we get away from it? I understand. It's funny because, we all bitched and moaned, I think, about the price of Mania tickets. And then SummerSlam tickets came out.
Much better.
And I think that they finally listened.
Right.
But I just, the commercialization is just so obnoxious. I was talking to Justin about it the other day about how we went to the Superstore and I got a luchador mask for my friend at work, her grandson, and I bought a hat, a WrestleMania hat, and I went up to, and they didn't have any prices on anything. And when I went up to the register, the woman goes, "Oh, that'll be $125." And I went, "What? What the fuck did I get? If the mask was $75?"
But even my Roman Reigns hats, we went over the lids, right? And I bought that Roman Reigns hat. It was fucking $70.
And I go, "What is it?" It's just there comes a time where, and who was I talking to Pete? I think I was talking to Pete about it, and I went, who would have thought that we would have longed for the days of Vince McMahon running the company? Because at least when Vince ran the company, he kept it a family entertainment. Like, it used to be the cheapest entertainment out there. That was their motto for, like, that was their sales slogan for years.
$15 tickets, $10, $20.
When baseball started getting out of control, when football started getting out of control, when movie prices started getting out of control, it became this thing where, like, the cheapest entertainment out there was WWE, because you could bring your kids to the show for $15 a seat. And yeah, you maybe you pregame beforehand and you feed your kids full of fucking popcorn on the outside the stadium. But as soon as you went in, you could actually enjoy yourselves. It's fucking ridiculous now.
It's very much so. So here's the good news. Like you said, SummerSlam, like it was even like our tickets for SummerSlam were it's less like half. Like it's cut over half. Over half.
Yeah.
So hopefully they hear it. Hopefully they heard it, and we'll see what happens. But to your point on the commercials, even on Raw, like it's hard for me to get through a whole episode of Netflix Raw, just because it's like, this is Netflix, dude.
Yeah.
Like, why do you have commercials here? And it's worse. The commercials are longer than they are when they were on public TV.
Yeah.
It's bullshit. So like, that's not a shit take. You're 100% right. They need to figure out something different in that whole schematic and, dynamic, because it's too much.
I think they should start doing, at least on Raw, is because they do it on SmackDown, they do it on NXT, they do the picture-in-picture. And I think they need to start doing the picture-in-picture on Netflix.
Well, on Netflix, they used to do the backstage interviews. When you go to commercial, you would see people doing interviews, and I don't know why they stopped doing that.
That's if you pay for the extra net. Like, that's the other thing, is that you can
I think I do, and I don't know. Maybe I need to recheck that. I don't know.
You should, because you could know, because it happened. Actually, you know what? I don't know if they do that anymore, because now I'm thinking, I haven't sat at Justin's for like a Raw, but I know that like on the pay-per-views, it's like that. That used to be like you would get the backstage segment or whatever, and it wouldn't be.
No, pay-per-views now, they do it too.
Yeah,
on ESPN.
I don't know if they do that.
ESPN has all the commercials. Yeah, it's bad.
It just sucks. Bad. It sucks. It makes you not want to watch fucking wrestling.
Unfortunately, that's the business of where we're at. Like AEW, that's one of these. Listen, here's the thing. I know you really, this is going to be my AEW pimp. You guys that don't watch AEW for whatever reason really need to start watching it, because I will tell you that pay-per-view that they just did was probably one of the best pay-per-views I've ever seen in my life. Now, they do some dumb shit. They do some crazy shit. I definitely think coming out of, I think I told it on our last episode, you really need to look at Ospreay.
Yeah.
And Zack Sabre Jr., after, I won't get into it, but we had to watch a match with him against, what is it? How do you say that guy's name? Henrito. I almost said Henrito.
Henrito or whatever. Yeah.
Anyway, we'll fuck that up. But long story short, I was just amazed at the technical shit in that match, which we'll talk about on that pod. Like, AEW has the best wrestlers in the entire world. There's 0.0 doubt. They do.
The only problem I have with AEW, and I'm just looking at like last night's, as we're recording this.
The long matches, 18,
so long.
30 minutes.
They're so long. And I think that you don't need, like, I'm looking at, they had, and I know it was a pre-show, but like they had that 10-man tag. It was
with the Rizzler.
It was 6 minutes and 30 minutes. It was 6 minutes and 30 seconds long. That's fine. You don't need to, but the opening, the Christian, and I know it's Christian and Edge, and it was 20 minutes long. Like, does every match have to be 20 minutes or like over?
I feel like they think they do because they have the best wrestlers in the world and they want to showcase them.
Yeah, but over 15 minutes is just is crazy for every match. I'm not talking about, like, I know that I'm looking, the Stadium Stampede was 31 minutes, but that's a fuck around match. Like, that's one that you want to get spots in and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's just a fuck shit match.
But like the last show, not the one where it was MJF was against Hangman Page, I think. Wasn't it like 45 minutes long?
You almost need a commercial break in between that long.
Seriously, like, right. I don't need a 6. That's one of the one thing I will say. That's one of the one things I'm loving about WWE is that the pay-per-views are back to like a hard 2.5 to 3 hours, like, done.
But how many of that is fucking commercials?
But like Backlash was like 220 something or 230 something, and it's because they wanted to get off because they had a UFC show. But like, you know what? It was great because it was a quick pay-per-view. You were done. You didn't have to wait around till midnight. I mean, went to
also that AEW show last night was 5 hours long, and then I don't know if you saw this or not. a lot of people got stranded because all the stuff, like they had nobody. They're all the railways.
Well, that's like what was it?
It was like when we did Mania back in was it MetLife?
Mania 35?
Yeah, or whatever back in the day. Yeah, so people were stranded.
Yeah.
Stranded.
You can't do that. You can't do that to people.
Right.
You can't.
Right. So what's worse, that 18, 19-minute long matches on every show, on every match, or commercials?
Well, I think you're going to turn into WWE's going to have 18, 19-minute matches, and then they're going to have 7 minutes of commercials.
I feel like their 18, 19-minute matches probably mean more because it's not the token of what they do every pay-per-view. AEW, you know what you're going to get. And if AEW were smart, and this is a separate thing, they would start their shows earlier, like 4 in the afternoon, so people on a Sunday night could be done early and go to bed.
Yeah.
So,
well, the thing too was that they did it. Like I know, like Schiff was excited that it was on Sunday because the next day was Memorial.
Well, today that's different, but normally they do them on Sundays when people got to go to work, and they always end at midnight. And I'm shocked Tony Khan hasn't figured that out yet, which is funny to me.
Well, because he's probably high as a kite. Because isn't he high the whole time?
He's got to sniff some coke and watch some matches, man. All right, so Keith, no, I don't think yours was a shit take at all. I do like the airing of grievances, so we will frame that as airing of grievances, not a shit take. So anyway, Keith, anything to plug before we go?
I mean, please go back and watch the episode of Festivus from Seinfeld for a proper airing of grievances. No, listen to everything that we do here on the Shit Take. Listen to me with my BFF PD Winston on GFA Live. Check out Can Keithy Take the Heat on the cooking channel on YouTube. All of our shows on the Backbone are on YouTube in audio form. So like if you're one of these people that listens to YouTube Premium and you like to go to sleep and not have commercials, you can listen to all the shit that we do on the Backbone while you sleep. And I'll tell you, there's nothing better than listening to the dulcet tones of Logan Crosland as he explains to you the entire previous week's wrestling on the cross-up. So I
will tell you, I have fallen asleep a couple times at GFA Live, just to be honest.
Well, Pete and I have a very, Pete has a very, very.
And then I'll wake up and it's at the end, and then I'll restart it because I missed it.
Pete has a very comforting voice, but Logan's our friggin' Backbone ASMR. If you listen to him, he's amazing. And I don't say that he doesn't lull you to sleep because he's boring. He lulls you to sleep because he's like a warm blanket. Logan, warm blanket Crosland.
Jesus Christ, a warm blanket. Not a wet blanket, a warm blanket.
You're the wet blanket.
Yeah, he's not a wet blanket. Anyway. All right, yeah. So listen to everything here on the Backbone. Go listen to I'm gonna pick the North South a little bit for Jenny because we haven't done the Jenny. We have to pin Jenny's pods over there.
Oh yeah.
But I do listen to a lot of stuff over there on the North South too. Sometimes I like a lot of. Sometimes for me, they do a lot of like what do you call them? Why can't I get my head straight?
Drafts.
They do a lot of drafts, and sometimes for me it's overkill. But there's some of them that I really do like, so I do listen to those.
I will say as far as that, and I love No Holds Barred with Aaron and Justin.
Yes.
That's fucking a great show. I also love War with Marcus and Justin.
ECW, War, yes, right.
Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of shit on the North South Connection.
Cronoso's got some good ones too. So there's good stuff over there.
Cronoso was a lot better about a year ago when there was a certain voice that was doing matches, but that voice is no longer heard on Cronoso.
Well, you can listen to that voice here. How's that? So, anyway, all right. Well, Keith, thanks as always for joining, and we will see everybody on the next episode of the Shit Take.
I'm right and you're wrong, that's the name of this here song. This discussion's gone on way too long. I'm right and you're wrong. They say there's two sides to every scrum. My side's right and your side's dumb. That's the general rule of thumb. I'm right and you're wrong. If I'm right and you're wrong, I guess this can't be a sing-along. 'Cause you'd sing I'm right and that'd be wrong, 'cause I'm right and you're wrong. I'm right and you're wrong, that's the name of this here song. Dang, you sure are headstrong. I'm right and you're wrong. We can agree to disagree on things you're just too blind to see. Else you just agree with me, 'cause I'm right and you're wrong. Please don't cloud the issue with facts. Let's just stick to personal attacks till there ain't no turning back. 'Cause I'm right and you're wrong. I'm right and you're wrong, that's the name of this here song. Civil discourse just don't belong. I'm right and you're wrong. What's that you say? Maybe we should listen. Maybe there's things we've both been missing. Heck, we could wind up hugging and kissing if no one's right or wrong. Now all this talking's gone on way too long. There ain't gonna be no brand new dawn, 'cause you're an idiot and I'm King Kong. I'm right and you're wrong. I'm right and you're wrong, that's the name of this here song. It turns out all along I was right and you were wrong. I'm right and you're wrong, that's the name of this here song. This whole thing's gone on way too long. I'm right and you're wrong. Yeah, the world ain't flat, it's just oblong. I'm right and you're wrong. And you're ugly too.